Josh from PML Accountants here. We're just going to take a little aside from our Xero videos to show you Receipt Bank. Now, Receipt Bank is a piece of software when used in conjunction with Xero can save you loads and loads of time with data entry. Now, what Receipt Bank does, it basically just extracts all the relevant information from any invoices, receipts or bills you upload to it to save you entering it yourself. Now, it's mainly used for receipts and purchases, like I said, but you can now use it for sales as well. So if you don't invoice through Xero or for whatever reason, handwritten invoices, maybe you have a different piece of software for invoicing, you can upload them here as well for the data to be extracted instead of entering them manually into Xero after you've already entered the information once before. But before the data can be extracted, it needs to be uploaded onto the system. So let's look at how to do that. If you can look at the top right of the screen, you'll see the add cost button here in green. If we can jump into that. Now the first way is dragging and dropping. So it's mainly for scanned invoices that you may do. You want to scan the invoices you've received. You can just drag and drop them into this green rectangle and they'll be entered onto the system. You can upload multiple item PDFs same time. So you can scan loads and loads at once. You can drag and drop them in here, then just select the multiple item PDFs option and they'll be uploaded and then split into the separate ones, one page for one invoice, and they'll all be processed then together. The next way then is email. For any supplier that may email you their invoices instead of any other way, you can just forward that email on to an email address that we set up when we set up the account. If you want us to change that email address, all you have to do is ask for any reason. We can change it, no problem. But you just have to simply forward it on to that email address and Receipt Bank will get the information off it and process it ready for you. Now the next way is probably the most popular way we found with our clients of entering information into Receipt Bank, and that's the mobile app. Now unfortunately I can't show you on this, it's a desktop version, but it is very simple to use. You open up the app, there's a camera button down the bottom, you can click that, and then it's just taking photos of receipts. You can do one at a time, you can do more than one at a time, just taking loads of photos, uploading them all at the same time, or you can take multiple photos of just one receipt. If it happens to be particularly long or big and you're not fitting it all in, you want to make sure you got all the information on, you can take multiple photos and they'll be uploaded as one file then, and then Receipt Bank will process that as one file. Now, the last ways, the main one here is Invoice Fetch. Now, Invoice Fetch is to be used for any suppliers you may have that you have online accounts with and that you may have to go in onto their system to download your bills that way instead of getting them any other way. Now, what Receipt Bank does is if you enter your online credentials then into Receipt Bank onto the system, every time a bill is generated from that online account, Receipt Bank will go and get it for you. You won't have to log in yourself, download it, and then upload it into Receipt Bank. Receipt Bank will go get it for you. Don't have to worry about it. You may have to update or refresh your credentials every 3 months or so, but apart from that, it'll just work in the background. It'll do it all for you. As you can see, there are some examples: EE, BT, Opus. There are loads. As you can see, there's loads of different options coming up as I'm typing in. There's loads of different ones you can use. You can always request it if you can't find a specific one you're looking for as well. That is really simple and just goes on in the background then as well. A few other ways, not really that popular: Dropbox syncing. You can also sync your PayPal account, but I don't really recommend it as you don't really get the proper information through on the bills that are created by this integration. So it's better to get the proper invoices you get from any purchases you make with your PayPal account. You can also sync your TripCatcher account if anyone has that to track their mileage. But those are all the ways to get it onto the system, and then it will appear in your inbox. Now, as you can see here, it's already entered the date, supplier, the total, the VAT, and the category is auto-categorized that, and it will get better at assigning categories the more you upload. But you can change that no problem from here. Now, this is an unintegrated version, so I can't show you the publish function, but there will be a publish button here you can press to push the invoice into Receipt Bank, from Receipt Bank into Xero if you're happy with it. But we can't see that right now. But if you're not, if you want to double check, you click on, and they'll bring you into so you can see the original invoice and all the data with it. Now here we can see it's got the data and it's all come out correctly. All the amounts are all correct here. Again, there'll be a publish button for an integrated version. It's not there at the moment, but you would hit the publish button there and push it to 0 once you're happy. Now you can also set supplier rules. Now supplier rules, basically any bill or invoice that comes in from that supplier will be assigned the information that you enter here. Now as you can see, I put motor expenses and put 20% default VAT on it. Now Asda wouldn't be the best one to do this for, as you can get multiple different types of things from Asda: cleaning supplies, stationery, food. So it's not really good to set rules on suppliers like that, which can have multiple different types of expenses. Like BT or EE, you can set it to internet and telephone, and because they're always likely to be internet and telephone, they will always be assigned to internet and telephone. Same with Opus, they'll always be assigned to heat and light. You can put that one on. Now for integrated version as well, there'll be an auto publish rule that you can switch on and off for different suppliers. Now what that does is that it will process the receipt, get the relevant information off it, apply then the rules that you've set to that supplier, and then push it straight into 0 without you having to do anything. So if we use Fetch as an example, BT invoice, it'll go collect it, process it, get the amount, the VAT, the date of the bill, realize it's BT, then it'll assign it to internet and telephone, and it'll push it into 0 without you having to touch it anymore. So that's getting a bill onto your bookkeeping system without having to do anything. It'll just all happen in the background. And that is mainly it for looking at the costs here. Now, nice and simple to use, easy to publish. And when you submit information to the system, Receipt Bank and Xero both keep a digital copy. Now these are both HMRC compliant as well. That means they keep it for the 6 years that are required by HMRC. So you don't have to keep your receipts or invoices after this. You can get rid of them, burn them, rip them, shred them, bin them, do whatever you want with them. As long as they're on the system then and they're kept, you don't have to do anything more. You don't have to keep boxes and plastic bags and file everything away properly. This will be the filing cabinet you use. Everything should be in here. You don't have to do anything more with it then. And that is how Receipt Bank can save you time on data entry. Once it's in 0, then you can sort it out with the reconciling with the bank and the cash account and anything else. So I hope this has been a bit helpful. Again, like I said before, any suggestions or any feedback or any categories or subjects you want to go over again without any of this, please let us know. We're making these videos to help you and to save you time and to get you more comfortable with the system. So any problems, please let us know. And good luck.